Tonight on The GOAT Show.
Nobody from Toronto even likes each other.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he's playing. He's playing a white girl track. Doesn't matter.
You got soul, man. That's all you need.
Yo, this is AI. I'm like, okay, thanks, Tips. Tell me something I don't know.
I actually watched the news for the comedic value.
The most amount of love I've ever gotten was from strangers, bro.
Welcome to The GOAT Show, the show where we celebrate and debate all things great. My name is ZiLLY, aka Ravine. I am joined by my co-hosts, Fresh and Deezy. Gentlemen, I am super excited about today's show. We are, for the first time on The GOAT Show, the very first time on The GOAT Show, we are interviewing a musical GOAT, a musician, an artist for the first time. So I'm excited. This is a new sort of path that we want to walk in The GOAT Show, where we interview all kinds of different creatives, whether they're musicians or artists or filmmakers or whatever. So that's a trend that we're doing now, and I'm super excited. And we will get to our guest in just a moment. But before we do, Fresh, what do the goats out there got to do?
You gotta like, you gotta subscribe, you gotta hit the bell, drop a comment, send it to your mom. Actually, don't send it to your dad. He's gonna be scared. He's gonna lose his wife. Send it to all the ladies in your life.
Listen, this dude's music is too smooth. Like, it's dangerously smooth. I don't know. We'll talk to him about it in a second. But I do agree with you, Fresh. I think you should also send it to anybody out there who may be an aspiring musician, someone that, maybe you've always told yourself, you know what, I want to make that song I've always had in my head. That I want to make that beat and do something. All right. Well, watch this episode and you may learn a thing or two about that. But before we get to our guest, let's give him a taste of what kind of music this man makes.
Lord, come take this pain. I'm tired of this life. All I see is rain, and I'm tired of crying. Burn away, walking through the fire. Burn away.
Oh my God. That track smooth. All right, let's get to it. Without further ado, our guest today is a young gentleman from, I believe, the Toronto area. He goes by the name Ferreira. And man, if you just saw that video just now, I mean, the music's hot. Let's just say the music's hot. So without further ado, Ferreira, welcome to the GOAT Show. How you doing today, man?
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me. I'm good. I'm more than ecstatic on being here. I've known Fresh for better part of a lifetime, in a nutshell. Grew up in the same area. So it's kind of refreshing to be here, especially since I haven't seen him in a minute. And just overall happy to be here with you guys.
Man, yeah, Fresh is, I mean, you guys go way back. I mean, Fresh may need to, speak on this because, he brought you to our attention, and I've been listening to your tunes, and you're talented, man. I mean, you actually sing, like you're like a legit, singer. And I think you produce beats as well. I saw you on some doing the tabbity tap, you know what I'm saying? So, something we ask every guest on the show, before we get into everything, is if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Wow, that's a good question. Like anybody, if I could pick anybody's superpower or my own superpower, like
Anything. It could be your own. You could take a superhero superpower.
yeah, I'm gonna say Superman all day long, bro. All day long. Like, I mean,
True Canadian hero, bro. True Canadian hero.
Is it the flying, the laser eyes, the whole package?
it's everything, dude. Yeah, the whole package. I mean, my next one would have been, it wouldn't even be a superpower, but technically it would, unless I get swatted, just to fly on a wall, bro.
Interesting.
I'd love to be a fly on a wall. There's so much superpower in that, like literally.
Initially, that was mine, which is the invisibility power, so you could sneak into like the Pentagon or something, or sneak into Area 51, figure out what's going on with these UAPs. But then somebody said, I think it was Adam Nelson, guest of ours, said, just growing money out of my hands.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely up there too. By Bill Gates, why not?
I don't know, bro. You guys ever heard the story of Midas?
The Midas touch.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good superpower, bro. I heard that one's a curse.
I mean, that might be a curse.
Yeah, supervillain would like snatch you up and then just make you touch shit and turn it into money. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, for sure.
I think teleportation or time travel have to be the best ones because, like, if you could time travel and it doesn't affect anything, so you like it's 2025, you go back to 93, watch the Jays win. You know what I mean? You the World Series, then you can come back, or you can and you can like look up the lottery numbers and like that kind of shit. Doesn't like no butterfly effect shit is happening. Okay, cool.
I think going back in time would definitely be powerful for sure. There's so much I would change personally, especially with the lottery numbers for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'd go back and snatch some like heavyweight artist songs. Kind of like Hot Tub. What is it? Hot Tub Time Machine. They did the same shit in that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, from superpowers to superhero origin stories, tell us about. I mean, and I'm sure you and Fresh have a lot to talk about this, but tell us about your life growing up, where you grew up, what it was like, that type of thing.
Just the Portuguese community. In all reality, I grew up on. I grew up in anywhere. If we had to label the whole area, anywhere from Dundas and Dufferin all the way up to 401. And then from Oakwood and Rogers all the way to Oakwood, all the way up to Black Creek, just like everybody kind of knew each other type thing. In a nutshell.
And this is in Toronto.
Toronto, yeah. Yeah, Toronto's big, but it's small. If that makes sense.
It's a lot of landmass, but everybody knows each other, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's talk music. Because that's why you're here. Music. All right. Beautiful, beautiful music. So when does it start? When what sounds hit your ears, and at some point you're like the flash turns on and you're like, bam, like I got to do something with this music thing.
Are you talking about in regards to producing or just why I like to do music?
Let's just say like in general in life to start out.
Man, I've always been a fan of music as far as I can remember. Like, I mean, anybody has for that matter, but like, it's just like, I feel like from my aspect in comparison to the general public, like, just people that just enjoy listening to music as opposed to having the creational sense of it. Every time I've listened to music, it was a different feel. Like I felt like I was a part of it. I don't know. I heard it different. Like it's almost hard to explain. And it's just for me, my father was a singer. He was a songwriter as well. He had a band. So I've always been influenced by music in that sense, as far as that goes. I didn't know I could write until high school, man. When I started writing, that was my only strong suit of a course before I dropped out, was English. And I loved it. Like a lot of people would say, yo, that shit's boring. I loved English. I loved English class. I learned so much from English class. And that's where I developed like the sense. I started off in poetry. Like I just wrote a lot of poetry when I was growing up. So, and it just kind of went on from there. And then I always treated, when it came to writing, I've always treated it like a diary. I've never been one to just like kind of journal. Mind you, recently I've been journaling a lot, and it's kind of helped in the mental aspect of things. But for me, it's always been writing music. That's my form of a diary per se.
Would you say? I mean, are you just natural? Just you kind of just fell into it and just kind of explored on your own? Did you ever take classes or anything like that? Because I mean, and the only reason I ask that is because your voice is like really attuned. Like it's a really excellent voice, and I'm just amazed. But yeah, if you didn't take lessons or whatever, like that's amazing.
No, I've never taken lessons. It took me a while to learn some certain notes for sure, but I've never taken any lessons. My dad taught me a few things growing up, but I've never taken any physical lessons to like actually go to school and learn how to do music. It's always been like a pick up and just watch and do your own thing kind of thing for me.
You got soul, man. That's all you need.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Did you do singing with your dad? Like besides just like him teaching you?
At home, like when he was jamming at home by himself, like learning, just before a gig type thing, I would kind of like just be in the room with him and kind of join him type thing. But like, dude, as much as I've always wanted to do something like that with Pops, it never happened for me. It's kind of something I do regret not doing, just because God rest his soul. It's something I didn't get to do.
Yeah, I see the guitar behind you. So you play guitar or what's
I do, yeah.
And when did that start? When did you start playing guitar?
Oh fuck. 12 years ago, give or take. My dad was heavy in guitar. I learned a lot from him. Um, yeah, I'd say about 12 years ago. And I've always loved the sound of a guitar. I've always loved, my favorite guitar is a classical guitar. It's kind of like in layman's terms, it's a Spanish guitar. It's got the vinyl strings. It's just I've always loved the sound of a Latin guitar. It's always, any guitar is dope, but my favorite has always been Latin guitar.
You said you started with writing poetry, and obviously there's some musical influence from your dad. Seems like he played guitar and taught you some stuff. Did you start ever performing for groups of people? How early did you transition from like doing the poetry to like, okay, this is a musical thing?
Singing has always been a thing since I was a kid. I've always sang out loud, always. Writing became a thing in high school. But singing, I've been singing in front of people as, holy fuck, I'm gonna say 4 years old. Yeah, man, like, yeah, dude, I'd even get bullied and made fun of in elementary school, but I didn't give a shit. Like, that's something I've never been shy about doing, is singing and loud and fucking in front of people. I don't give a shit, right? But yeah, man, I've been doing it since about 4 years old. Performing on a professional level, however, not till years later.
Was it always because at least the most recent music that I've heard is more in the R&B sort of that frame, but was it just R&B always, or did you have a lot of different interests, a lot of different musical styles that you enjoyed growing up?
Fuck, I love everything, bro. Everything that sounds good. I've never been one track mind for anything. And it's crazy because I never actually showed that side of me growing up in Toronto with the boys. Never. Like rock was the thing, like, and Fresh will tell you, like, rock, everybody was kind of into rock. I've always loved everything. Like if a country song sounded dope, I would fuck with it. Everything. But it was just kind of like there was a lot of stereotype and one track minded people in our community. So it's just like it's either hip hop or nothing, right? Whereas I used to enjoy everything under the sun. Anything that sounds good is beautiful, bro.
Yeah, like mom's cleaning music and on the weekend is just as dope as, like, you know what I mean, as the hip hop that they're playing at the park is just as dope as like the like all the shit, the pop music on the radio. As long as it's good, it's sonically pleasing. And I think that like that's something that we were robbed of growing up. Like not all of us, right? Some of us took it in, but like a lot of the people in our neighborhood were robbed of this good music because you're too gangster at 7 o'clock in the morning.
He said it the best. No, it's true. It's facts. It's facts. There was a lot of stereotype if you didn't listen to a specific song or music in our neighborhood. Facts. And it was just like, so what he means by like being robbed is just like literally that. So people didn't want to, show that external. What's a good movie to show that example? I think it was White Chicks. Where that black comedian, I forget his name, the big guy,
Terry Crews,
and he's playing. I don't know what the fuck he's playing. He's playing a white girl track. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that "Making My Way Downtown," that song.
Yeah, and then as soon as I think it was that movie where as soon as his boys come in, he changed the script real quick. That's kind of like, that's a good reference to what I'm explaining here. And it's just like a lot of people were robbed of like I mean, they all went home and still listened to shit. Like,
Some of them took it home too, bro. Some of them when they went home, they're like their mom's playing and they're like slamming the door. Oh, I can't hear this gay shit. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, man, I've always been a fan of music, period. I don't point blank. I don't give a shit. Beatles, if Beatles sounded good, Elvis. That's another thing too. I've always loved old school blues, old school rock, old school anything for me was like crazy. That was my favorite kind of music. I love soulful anything, old school pop music, like anything that in that regard, dude. Right down to um Stevie B and fucking moving past that to Teddy Riley and all kinds of different vibes I'm into, man. Folklore. You can play me like old school, like Louisiana, or even worse, like from the slums, like the banjo type music. If that shit vibes, I'm slapping it. I'm not even joking. And it's just like I've never been ignorant to music, period. Because if you're ignorant to music, you're ignorant to art. And what the fuck is a world without art? Right? And that's my honest opinion, right? So it's just like if it sounds dope, I'm fucking with it. That's literally how it goes. And if anybody's listening to my new music compared to what I was doing before, they will see that transition. 100%. And we can get into the title of the album too and why I called it that.
Yeah. Let's get into it.
I mean, the album's called Jack Dyer. Jack's my dad's name, okay? And Dire Straits was his favorite band. All right, so that's why it's called Jack Dyer. The reason why it's called Jack Dyer is because how I flipped the script on this music thing, like anybody that heard Falling was like, yo, this is definitely something that that Ferreira's never done. Like it's always been like the one hip hop, R&B, or like a twist of kind of like a reggae slash dancey type record, like Stay on my album Mercury. But nah, man, it's different now. It's blues. It's almost rock with a mix of country with a little bit of Latin because my dad, when growing up, I've always listened to Latin music. Um, it's just I'm out there. I don't give a flying fuck. There is no one style on this album. Period.
you feel like you're finally being you.
Yeah, man. Authentic to the core. Why? Because I don't got nothing to prove. If I like something, if I want to do something, I'm doing it. I could care less what anybody thinks. And that's where I've changed big time too, because I used to give a fuck about what people think. I don't give a fuck what people think anymore. Point blank.
The best, at least for me, I mean, the best music that I always look for is music that does fresh things. Like they take something and but it's not just a straight thing. It's like they kind of do a little twist on it, or they add an element to it that you wouldn't expect, and then that becomes the style. And then after that's the style, I'm like, well, I want that thing to now do a different thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always been that kind of listener to music, and
Me too.
yeah, I mean, and I think that's the way it should be. I mean, and what I really hate is that so many things feel so cookie cutter now. One person does one thing, and it's like, oh, that production is going to be like that tropical fucking whatever production that was the Skrillex.
808s, brother. 808. 808s came in. We can't get rid of them. We cannot get rid of them. People will stop using 808s.
Facts.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think Spotify's changing that a little bit because I mean, I'll listen to like 3 different genres of music in like an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like 1 minute I'm listening to some rock shit, and I'm like, man, I want to cool it down a little bit. All right, listen to some smooth shit. And I'm like, man, I got to do some work. All right, I'm gonna put on that weirdo abstract IDM shit to get in the zone on that. So like, I'm hoping that
I'm actually stepping away from the Spotify scene because it's gone so political. The labels bought it out. And now it's just becoming independent artists are vague on it. Like it's not yet 100%, but like if you actually read into it, Spotify's becoming very um not free anymore. Whereas there's a lot of venues, and Snoop even talks about it. Snoop, I think, is opening up his own venue for streaming. But it's just like if I had to choose one streaming platform to ride with for the rest of whatever time I'm fucking with music, YouTube. all day long, all day long.
I agree. I use YouTube Music. I didn't even know about YouTube Music. I paid for YouTube Premium, and then I'm like, I'm listening to a song and I lock my phone. And then when I unlock it, it's like, you can use YouTube Music for free. Do you want to download it? And I downloaded it and it's crazy. But like, I mean, kind of to touch back on what you were just talking about, like a eclectic style, YouTube doesn't know how to make me playlists because like 1 minute I'm listening to Frank Sinatra, the next minute I'm listening to like Boys to Men and I'm crying. Then the next, you know what I mean? Like you never know what you're getting from me, especially with music. So I don't know, bro. Like the algorithm hasn't caught up to me yet. I still got to make my own playlist.
I think you definitely got to make your own playlist. I think, and there is lots of playlists you can actually download on YouTube too. But the reason why I say YouTube is not for the playlisting. I'm saying it because of the freedom for the creator. And I say that very, very strongly because YouTube wants creators. Because without creators, YouTube is nothing. And I feel like you can never buy out YouTube. You'll never be able to buy out YouTube. And it's just that's what I love about YouTube. And like I'm being serious. Once we get off this this interview, you guys can actually do your research if interested. But Spotify is on the cusp of becoming owned, and that in a nutshell, it's just like that's another thing on my behalf. I would never want to get signed, ever. I wouldn't mind a distribution contract, but never signed, bro. Because there's so many horror stories in that industry. Like I don't even want to be a part of it. And if I had to look up to somebody in regards to that aspect, I would like Russ all day long. Russ will tell you labels ain't shit, and independence is where to go, and that's where the freedom of social media goes. And buddy, like for me, Instagram has been such a powerhouse of a promotion platform, and TikTok now is becoming a huge one for me as well. But I can focus on Instagram all day long and not have to worry about any other streaming platform. There's so many opportunities on social media, Instagram and TikTok, as far as a musician goes, and any type of creator. Like even for your show, like if you look into like promotion and using ads properly, dude, sky's the limit. It really is. So, and then there's groups which I think I've involved Fresh in a few groups already, as well. Engagement groups. I think for me, engagement groups have been one of the most successful things in regards to social media. I've opened up so many doors of opportunity being a part of engagement groups because you meet so many different people in so many different areas. And I think that in itself has opened up so many fucking doors for me on social media.
There's a lot of fluff in those groups. Like a lot of people post a lot of shit, but in every single one of them, there are like 2, 3 people that are really serious about their craft. And you can tell like they're pushing so much harder and they're doing so much more. And like, I think that those types of things, the only thing is that's only an Instagram thing, maybe a TikTok thing. But if you do it, like, say, for example, on X, they ding you. If you make a group and then you send your post in there, you get buried. They shadow ban you.
Yeah, X or Twitter, or is it now on X?
X.
No, but is it implemented in the new rules, or was it a Twitter thing back then?
No, they made some new rules on how engagement works.
Okay, because I'll be honest, I don't really fuck with X at all. Just because I haven't had the time to. I'm so focused everywhere else. But I didn't know that. I didn't know you couldn't do. But the groups, Fresh, I think I added you on a few groups, but it was just like that was the beginning stages of the engagement that when I was on. But now it's just like from there you move on to bigger and better like groups and just people and celebrities and man, I can go about it for days. But like it's Instagram in itself is such a powerful promotion tool.
Let me ask you about social media in general, because I got some old school buddies and bands, stuff like that, and they just are so resistant to social media. And what's your philosophy on social media? Is it a necessary evil? Is it part of the art? Is it, how do you see social media and how you implement it in what you do?
You want my honest opinion? If I wasn't a musician, or I didn't have any online businesses that I was dabbling with, which we can also get into, in sales and all that stuff, because I do dabble. I have 3 online businesses that I'm messing with now. I have been for a while, but I'm pretty much, I've become a digital nomad. But if it wasn't for social media, if I wasn't dabbling in all that, especially in my music, I wouldn't fuck with it either. That's my honest opinion. I mean, it's let's face it, it's a grass is greener everywhere but where you're standing, depending how you look at it, depending what your mental state is at. But in today's world, in today's society, it's a fucking toxic fucking place to be, bro.
It's either a tool or a trap.
100% a trap. I mean, if I was just the like, and I'm not, I don't mean this disrespectfully. If I was just the average with like, a day-to-day job, and didn't have nothing going on online, where I didn't need any social media, I wouldn't be on it at all.
Well, what's the need of it? What's the need of it otherwise? To keep track of people you don't care about, post things that are lies, and have a fake life. I don't really get it, bro.
Which is my point exactly. I mean, it's just, and not only that, it's just like, yo, it'll fuck up your mental, man, if you let it.
Yeah, you start believing people's hype, bro. You know what I mean? You start looking at it like, fuck, these people have all this stuff, and like I don't know if I'm gonna eat or pay my rent, and like meanwhile, neither do they, bro. That shit is all fucking staged.
100%.
Wait, you're saying that all these guys got Bugattis and I ain't got one? I feel so, my self-esteem is down here, bro.
I mean, we can get into that too. Like, a lot of people rent their cars, man. Right? Like, that's a no-brainer. But it's just like, I'm not even talking in regards to that. I'm talking about like exactly what Fresh said. It's just like, people, like, even married, right down to relationships and like relationship goals. Like, half the time, those people that are posting that shit for the hype, because they're influencers, they're not even happy in their relationships, right? And it's just like, it's a big fucking mind fuck, and a shitload of confusion going on there. But that's not like, I'm not even going that route. All I'm simply saying is, if I didn't have online businesses to deal with where I can catch a potential sale the odd time, because I have a bunch of faceless accounts, which I prefer, and that's, we can get into that if any, if any of you guys are dabbling in the same thing. I think faceless markets for sales and being a digital nomad, like whether it be an Amazon influencer, or selling shit on Amazon, or doing whatever the fuck it is you want to sell, it doesn't matter what it is. It's a perfect route to use is social media. You don't have to use your face. There's a lot of AI things, which I think we're going to talk about AI. It's great. That's the only reason why I'm on social media. It's obviously for that and music, but other than that, I don't give a fuck. I wouldn't be on it. That's my honest opinion, flat up.
I mean, I'll admit, I do like a good meme. Meme fresh trade memes.
I mean, zero judgment to whoever wants to be on it, right? Like, I mean,
Hey, listen, bro. I brain rot a couple hours a day for sure, but like, I also agree. Like, I think that it's like detrimental in so many areas, bro. Because you have a lot of people saying a lot of stupid shit, and then people taking it as fact. It's really like the whole place is fucking toxic.
that's the biggest one, Fresh. It's just a lot of misinformation, man.
They're fighting each other with misinformation. Nobody's giving the fact of what's happening here. They're like, oh, like whatever, this happened over here, and they're like, no, it happened like this, but actually, it was neither of those things. Guy was just walking down the street, like, or you know what I mean.
You guys fuck with the news at all? Because I'm not that guy, bro.
We're all over it. I mean, we stream about it.
Even on social, like, yo, the minute I see it, not interested. Boom, which I'm happy about. That feature is amazing, by the way.
I actually watch the news for the comedic value. Like, I'll watch CNN for the comedic value, like to listen to them and to see in real time, like the propaganda that gets spewed, like the type of stuff that any news, even Fox News, right? Like, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle they're on, like just watching how skewed a news channel is and how it used to be when we were growing up. It seemed like, hi, we're here to deliver what's going on today. Minimal bias. We're just going to give you the information. And now it's like there is none of that. It's just a political agenda. you know?
It's crazy. Like, and it's turning into social media too. Like it's becoming a thing on social media now too, right?
I'd argue that it's the only place you can get the news is social media, because now you're not getting like reporting. But again, the problem is these two echo chambers, and still, whether it's CNN and Fox or a left wing and a right wing person online, nobody's reporting just objective fact.
Right. Yeah, agreed.
My personal preference with news is I listen to a lot of different sources, but they're usually long form podcasts like this, and that way it's like, and I like it because, especially on YouTube, because, people will get in the comments and they, believe me, they will get in the comments and tell you everything that you did wrong, like we did on the last stream or whatever. So
It's always the case. That's always the case. It's never what you did right.
to be fair, there's a couple I see you out there, a couple of y'all giving us the, saying nice things about us, but otherwise, everybody else is just a bot. All right. They're just bots. We never do anything wrong.
100%. There's always going to be that one negative Nancy online, bro. That's never going to change. Period. Right? Comments are a beautiful thing.
Dude, the best thing about it is that, like, other people will go to bat for you in your comments. So you don't even have to do anything a lot of times. You could just let people comment it out and it becomes a war in the comments. And that's the best part. Then you don't have to say anything. You could just let other people argue.
A lot of times. No, I mean, I don't even buddy, like you can have negative comments on my shit all day. Like that shit doesn't faze me. That's all part of being an artist, to be honest, bro. Like not everybody's gonna be your fucking fan, right? And maybe some guy's girlfriend's commenting and now that guy's hating, so he's gonna say some fucking dumb shit. Dude, I don't care about you or your girlfriend, bro. Like you either like it or you don't, right? Like it's just whatever, bro. It is what it is.
It's all engagement for the algorithm anyway. So
It's all engagement for the algorithm, 100%. 100%.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about the importance of, because you're talking about labels, but what's the importance of having, if you're an artist, having a manager or management involved? Do you recommend it? What do you feel is the best way to approach that as an artist?
Dude, I'm gonna say this. Having a team in general is so important. I'm like, you can't do anything by yourself, bro. You can only go so far by yourself. You definitely need a team, man. Like, you need a strong team that's gonna work with you, that's willing to go to bat for you, that's willing to, you know, have the same goals and dreams as you, be with the same like-minded people, and that goes without saying, man. Sky's the limit after that. And I'm not like period, point blank. That's like looking at you three gentlemen and saying like, yo, now that I see how you guys work so well together, I can't just see you by yourself doing it, bro. I mean, you could. I'm not saying you can't, but I'm saying like the involvement and the capacity that you guys have together as a team. One guy will do one thing, the other guy does one thing, and the other guy does one thing. That's teamwork. I can't see you guys split up anymore after today's show. You feel me? So it's just like I can't do it by myself. I tried for a long time. You only get so far until you start to say, I can't do this anymore. And why would I say that? Because you have nobody else telling you like, yo, why? No, we're not stopping. Let's do this, bro. And it's so important to have somebody else or just a whole team work with you. So the importance of a manager is, depending how good that manager is, he's going to have a lot more knowledge than you do as an artist. So that being said, currently I don't have a manager right now. I'm a free agent. I have a team, but I don't have a manager. I had a manager. One of my first managers was out of New York, actually, Brooklyn. And I was traveling back and forth to Brooklyn for a long time. He got me all the hookups with Noriega. He got me the feature. He got me the Noriega feature on my record at the time. And dude, that was such a turning point for me, man. But managers are important if they know what they're doing, and you just have to ask questions. You can't just sign a regular fucking Dick or Tom and fucking say, yeah, man, you're my manager now. Let's do this. Nah, man. Like, you need experience, which is why half the managers with experience won't even sign you until they know you're ready to fucking be on board with them, right? So
my understanding is they're looking for artists who are going to do the work and are reliable on some level. I mean, everybody parties and has a good time, but you at least got to show up to the goat show. You know what I'm saying? At some point.
I am in the works. I'm in the works of signing a manager out of Europe as we speak. But outside of that, I have a PR. I have a PR firm I'm working with. I have 3 or 4 producers I'm fucking with. I have foot soldiers that I'm fucking with in Toronto, and the States. And I'm currently working on building a smaller team or somewhere around those lines in Europe as well. But it's so important to have, man. So important to have. And it's just like it's money should never be the topic right off the bat. The vision and the goal should be the bigger thing, right? Because if I was gonna rely on money, I'd be broke forever, bro. I like fuck. I had a job for years while I was doing this music thing. That's just the honest God truth about it, bro. Like you can't. You're not. You ever hear the term starving artist? That's a fact. That's a fact. Like you could be the biggest fucking basketball player, but if nobody knows you, you ain't shit, right? You could be the greatest podcast fucking speaker, but if nobody knows you, you ain't shit. Plain and simple. And same goes for artists and anybody for that matter. So management is important, but a team is more important. Like hands down. Especially with today's world and social media. Like if you guys were my team, for example, right? Like right now we're obviously a team on this show, but like if you guys were my team, generally speaking, for music, right? And we're all on social media, it's no longer just one person posting that track. You got 4 different people with 4 different algorithms posting that track. Now, if you get 10 people or 20 people with their own algorithm, because each person has a different algorithm. I don't give a fuck how you slice it. Each different person has a different algorithm. So based on today's social media, like for example on Instagram, if I'm liking the same shit over and over, I'm going to get the same shit on my feed. But it works both ways. They're also looking to your page because the people that are engaging and you're engaging with are all on the same bubble. So social media is very important for that kind of thing, right? But that's it. Like it's been growing for the past. I'm gonna say this: falling changed a lot for me. Falling changed a lot of my life for me. Falling was a breaking point for my career as far as my music goes.
Yeah, let's get back into the music, man. So tell us about that. Like, what was the origin of that song? Like, how did it develop, and then and what do you feel like kind of caused this change for you?
Falling happened by accident. Falling was a producer out of Nashville who happens to be one of Morgan Wallen's producers. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Morgan Wallen. Not that it gave me any push or nothing, but that's just it helped a little bit. But Falling, when I created it, was just obviously based out of love and a relationship I was in at the time. But it had a lot to do with um, my dad and the kind of music he listened to. When I first stumbled on that track, on that instrumental, because I didn't make that beat. So let's just put that right out there right off the bat. I could play it with my guitar, but it wasn't mine to like. I didn't create it from scratch. But anyways, that being said, like when I first heard it, it reminded me of my father and what he liked to do when he was younger, and how I went about just deciding to go this route with music, with this genre in music, was I'll never forget my dad when I was creating my old style music. Anybody that's known me back then, when I had like the Gravity, the Tonight's, the Pina Colada Girl, and all that mushy stuff that I used to do. My dad used to tell me, I'll never forget that you got an amazing voice, but this ain't it. And me and my stubborn self back then, I would always say, yeah, dad, you don't know fuck all, right? Like anybody, everybody loves that kind of music. I'm good. Looking back today, my boy, it's like my dad was right, bro. So the minute I heard that record, that instantly came to my head what my dad was saying. And that's where the album derived from. That's where I decided to change the whole thing. I started a label called Jack Dyer Music, the whole nine. But that track was like a huge turning point for me. I instantly clicked with it. I instantly wrote to it. Everything just came in like a beautiful puzzle that was meant to be put together for a long time. That's where I found that this is where I belong in just, what's the word for it? Just the amount of authenticity that's in my music today, as opposed to trying to be someone in the kind of music I was doing before, is a fucking huge difference, right? I put out covers now on my socials that I would never fucking try to put out before, because I gave a fuck about what people thought. Whereas now I can, dude, if I'm feeling a fucking New Kids on the Block old school track, and I want to go out there and put it out, I'm gonna fucking sing it. I just did that with that last track from the '90s, Fresh. I don't know if you remember the one I just put out. Set Adrift, PM Dawn.
Oh, nice. Damn, PM Dawn. That's a throwback.
PM Dawn, Set Adrift of Memory Bliss. But I made my own version, which I'm gonna put out shortly on all streaming platforms too. But anyway, taking it back to that, Falling was a huge turning point for me. It's currently playing on every Holiday Inn worldwide. Literally, like when you're in the hotel and you're listening to the music in the background, Falling is currently playing on every Holiday Inn worldwide. It's all over Asia and McDonald's in Europe. It's all over H&M in Europe. It's all over Nike in Europe. It's all over. It's fucking playing, bro. Let's just say that it's playing all over the place. It's all over the radio stations around the world. Anybody that's been keeping up with my socials, I've been kind of like just throwing it out there and kind of just giving everybody the news in regards to Falling. Falling is still doing its thing, and I think Falling will continue doing its thing for a very long fucking time. The only place that is not playing on the radio, I can honestly say with disgust, is Canada.
But bro, I don't even know why you're surprised.
I'm not.
Is there a particular reason for that, or is it just
Because Toronto before it was called the Six, we were called the Screwface. Okay, we are the Screwface capital. We hate everybody from Toronto. Nobody from Toronto even likes each other.
Facts. And I'll get to that in a second. The most amount of love I've ever gotten was from strangers, bro. That's straight facts.
Oh man, the story of any creator's life.
We can go there. But like just to finish what I was saying, the only place it's not playing is in Canada, and I'm talking about mainstream radio, because it is playing on online radio stations in Canada, all over the globe, but it's playing on radio stations in the States, Europe, Asia. Dude, I was in Bali in December, and I heard my fucking song on the radio. That's how fucking disgusted I was to come home. And it's just like, for me, it was just like, I've tried reaching out to stations, and it's just like, it's all political, man. It's all money. It's all, and you ain't shit until you're something, and then we'll play you. That's how it rolls here, really, right? And it's like, there's no bad blood. I don't give a fuck. But that's just the God honest truth about how it goes down here, right? So,
well, I think what you're speaking to from before, what you're talking about, is the importance of authenticity, right? I mean, we're in a world that's becoming increasingly artificial with AI and it's hidden music. I mean, we got someone on the show making this AI. I don't even know why he's on the show, messing around with these Sunos and UDOs but anyway, whatever. But it's becoming a thing. The world's becoming more artificial. So I think what you're speaking to is the idea of authenticity. I think authenticity is going to be a premium, and people are going to want real artists. I predict that people want real artists even more, because they're going to be so inundated with fake shit that they're going to want something real.
Let's stay on that topic for a second with AI. There's a good part of AI and there's a bad part of AI, but that's no different. That's no different from any other fucking thing in the world that we've ever fucked with. Okay. There's drugs that can be used maliciously, and there's drugs that can be used for healing. That goes without saying all across the board. AI is actually something beautiful. Okay. Let me emphasize. I'm not talking about this fucking AI nude shit where you can use it for horrible things. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about AI for fucking benefits of responding to messages and dealing with businesses without you having to worry about it. That's AI, which I'm gladly using for my online businesses. Half the time I'm not even dealing with my business unless I really have to. AI is doing all the work.
But how do you feel about it making music?
In what aspect?
We'll get into the nuance of it, but just in general, like going right now to a website, punching in the song you want, and having AI created. How do you feel about that?
Lyrically or beat?
Anything, both. You can do both.
Okay, because there's a platform that me and my team have used in the past, but just for sampling.
That's how I said it would be used. Because again, I think that AI being used as a tool is cool. Like, for example, when we do shorts, I use AI to make like 30-second to 2-minute little riffs, like funk riffs, because it's faster for me to make 4 of those like that. But that's not something that I'm going to go listen to like as if I'm consuming music, right? But like if I'm consuming music, I don't find a difference between you going and finding an old Anita Baker song and sampling it, or you telling AI, hey, make this thing with this sample, and then you sample, or make this thing and then you sample it. I don't really find it a difference.
As far as creating a whole record, right now it's a hit and miss. But as like in our take of it, if we're just creating like if I go to a specific site, for example, and I say I'll hum it to them. I'll hum it how I want it, like in my head. But I can't put the instrument to it. Otherwise, I'd put the guitar to it. I'd put a keyboard to it, but it's not the sound I'm looking for. So if I go to the specific site and say, and I'm not going to name the site just for copyright purposes and political purposes, but if I go to the specific site and say, and sing the humming that I want to use, and I want it to sound like this, and it comes out with me, and it comes out the way I actually, Timberland's even doing it, bro. Everybody's using it. Everybody's using AI. So how far are we going to go as far as like, yo, man, the future of AI? Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Listen, if a hit song gets made from AI and you're a part of it and you own that copyright because you're paying for that membership, God bless you, bro. Everybody else can fucking suck it as far as hating on the topic. Think about that for 1 second. You're paying for the membership. That song was created in your computer, yours. You're paying for that membership. Guess who's making the residuals? You are. Right? Anybody could say, yo, it's AI. So what? Who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? If it sounds dope, now if it sounds like a robot singing and shit, like, yo, come on, man. Stop this nonsense. Like that's fucked up. But if you're using it to help you create a masterpiece, or if a masterpiece gets created from it, where's the hate in that? Are you still gonna bump it? Be honest.
Suno's evolving. I bet you Suno can make a fucking fire beat. And the best part about it is you can get the stems and you could take that into your workspace and you can manipulate the song how you want even further.
Thank you. But that's no different from using what's the one I use? I use a series of them. Jesus. Anyway, doesn't matter. I use a lot of different fucking programs to create what I want to hear, even right down to sampling vocals, where I use sometimes just so does everybody else. Like every other artist uses sampled vocals. Everybody does. But it's just like you could tweak it, like you're saying now. Like you could tweak it how you want it. You can the name will come to me shortly, but I fuck with it so many times. I use it all the time. But no, not Splice. Splice is basic compared to the one I use. What is it? Outpost? Outlook? No, Outlook is email.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I've seen ads for it on my TL. Yeah, I mean, look, my personal thought has always been that there's always technological innovation. Like the electric guitar is a technological innovation, you know. And there's going to be people that suck at playing that instrument, and there are going to be people who are brilliant.
Guys, the fucking synthesizer when it first came out in the 80s, everybody was hating on that crazy. So it's just like, the thing is, everybody's always going to talk shit about shit they don't know anything about, right? I look at AI, again, AI could be used so fucking bad, like so maliciously on different levels of shit. Like let's face it, right? AI can be used to recreate your own fucking face and scam something, for fuck's sakes. There's a lot of different bad things that could be used with AI. But music, fuck out of here, bro. Like if the music sounds dope, what? I don't care who made it. Most of our music is made from computer generated fucking programs anyways. Think about that for a second.
You ever hear these pop artists actually really sing, bro? They sound like dying cats.
100%. And fucking, it's been going on auto-tune, guys. Like, yo, T-Pain and all that shit, but only to find out that T-Pain can actually sing.
We don't use that term anymore, brother. It's called pitch correction, okay?
Fair enough. Fair enough. But yo, T-Pain can actually sing.
Bro, you see him do what was that? The Ozzy song, War Pigs?
Oh yeah, War Pigs, dude. His version of War Pigs.
Bro, he killed it.
I met Pain last year in Florida.
What's he like?
Yeah, in Miami. Not last year, sorry, my apologies. 2 years ago. He's dope. He's dope. He's humble as shit. But it's just like, I'm never gonna hate on technology, bro. Because the hater of technology is the person who gave up on life. Flat out.
You become a one-hit wonder. You make Video Killed the Radio Star crying like a baby, and then you never make another song and nobody ever hears about you.
Fresh out here shooting shots at the fucking.
No, but like Fresh Shed, let's face it. Like, yo, like, for example, I came from construction. All right. Fuck, my whole family came from construction, right? Like everybody in the hood came from construction. But it's just like, I remember sitting with my coworkers and just shooting the shit about how, like, internet is gonna take over. And they're like, nah, fuck all these office workers. There's just so much fucking judgment. And it's just like looking back on those days and thinking about where I'm at today, it's just like, yo, listen, man, like that industry is dying. The labor industry is dying. Like you can ask any of your anybody that I'll guarantee you, out of 10 people that you know in your circle, in your inner circle, I'm not talking about the 3 of you, in your own circle of friends, I'll guarantee you one of them's laid off. That's how bad it is here.
3, actually. 3.
Thank you. That's how bad it is here. So it's just like, now when you emphasize and see the amount of opportunities, if you look for it, by the way, if you look for it, the amount of opportunities you have online for a financial lifestyle is fucking bananas. There's so many opportunities online, guys, that I can't.
But most people don't find them because of
They don't want to.
the judgment, bro, to be honest.
Comfort. And too many people won't even go out and look for a job because they've been at that job for years, and they think, like, well, no, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm comfortable. No, man, comfort. Comfort is so is one of the biggest diseases in anybody's life. I'm telling you right now. And it's just like, if you're happy where you're at, cool. Again, zero judgment. But there's a lot of opportunities, man, and AI is one of them, bro. You can use AI for so many things, bro. ChatGPT saved the world. Are you kidding me? We can go about that forever. Okay, how long did it take you to write a book before? Think about that for 1 second. How long did it take a motherfucker to write a book before? Let's be honest. Years. A whole research paper. Bro, you can write a book by just giving them the pointers of what you want your book to sound, to feel like, and then change up some words here and there for your own sake, right? To make it yours. In fucking half a day. In half a day. You can write a whole novel. I'm not even joking. So like, how can you even hate on this technology? You can't. It's just like, when I was posting there's another one, my AI videos that I'm using to promote my music. Go ahead and hate, bro. I don't give a fuck. Yo, that shit's taken off big. And it's just like I get the odd comments, yo, this shit's AI. You know what the beautiful thing is now? This is how powerful AI is. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube now has an implementation of AI info. Anybody sees it.
That's gonna go away because everything is gonna be AI, bro. I mean, every thumbnail that we've made for the Goat Show is AI art.
I get it, trust me. But there's no hate. Like the average person that came on my comments and said, yo, this is AI. I mean, okay, thanks, Tips. Tell me something I don't know.
I made this with AI. I'm pretty sure I know that it's AI, bro.
Yeah. So I ain't mad. Me personally, to each their own, right? Like I ain't mad.
I just made a pop song right now while we're talking.
Hear it. Throw it on.
As long as the sun's up in the sky, our love is gonna stay alive. When the sun's no longer shining, we'll be together on the other side. But for now, let's get lost in these sun
Pause
rays.
that.
I wanna stay.
You have copyright to that song, right? Correct?
Yeah.
So if I wanted to, I could literally buy that song off you right now,
Right now.
and sing whatever, however she's singing it, because technically she's a robot and there's no copyright. Let me tell you something. Right now, there's no copyright for AI because it doesn't exist. You can't copyright ideas, and there's no copyright infringement for something that belongs to the public.
Well, it's my idea. It's my idea.
100%.
You can't copyright it because it's mine.
100%. Did you write the lyrics though?
With AI, with a different AI.
So you wrote the lyrics?
Yeah, with a different AI though.
Okay. So that being said, I can buy that whole thing off you right now and sing it the way she sang it with my vocals, and that song would be a hit. So why hate? Why hate on it? Like, because everybody's doing it. I can tell you, yo, I can name you a series of artists that create songs based on AI and just re-sing it themselves. Where's the issue in that? There's no issue in that.
You think people like Red One, who were writing all kinds of hits for people, are not now going to just use AI? Why wouldn't they? The AI is trained on their songs, bro. Like, these are the songwriters. It's already trained on their data.
And they can generate hundreds of songs, and like maybe 99 are shit, but the one that's dope is dope. So okay, that's work. That is, believe me, prompting shit does turn into work. It may not be the same as drawing with your finger, or but it's work. So I agree with you, man, 100%.
It sang it in another way. It gave two versions. I don't like this one as much.
Right.
As long as the sun's up in the
But
sky,
it gives you options. It lets
love is
you
gonna
know,
Yo, is that
stay
the same beat?
alive.
No.
Same
No.
beat?
Made a whole
Run that
different-
back. Run that back again.
When the sun's no longer shining, we'll be together on the other side. But for now, let's get lost in these sun rays. I wanna stay right here in this moment for days.
Yo, that's a vibe, bro.
That's
That's a vibe, bro.
As long as
Let's stem it out. Let's
That's like a California vibe, bro. Like the hills.
The little fucking jazzy background.
Bro, I'm telling you, I'm selling it to Sabrina
But
Carpenter
you
right
actually
now.
can. Yo, honest to God, you actually could. You could. And people are doing it. And this is why, we're joking about it. I don't even know. Sorry, let me. I'm thinking we're joking about it because I don't know if you guys are actually being serious. But while we're joking about it, the next man's actually doing it.
Doing it right now.
Okay, facts.
I'm gonna make fresh. Make me some beats, bro.
You guys have no idea how much money AI is making people right now. You guys have no idea. Like I'm telling you, like there's nothing to hate about AI. Nothing. Right? If I made a track right now with AI and I was feeling it, and all I had to do was re-sing it, I'd do it in a heartbeat, bro. In a heartbeat. Hate on me, bro. I don't give. Yo, look, we were just bumping our heads to both these songs. Like, what? If you're bumping your head to a song, who gives a fuck where it was made?
Right.
So that's my take on that. That's my take on AI.
I got a question, and it's gonna step back away from AI since we're talking about the music. And I'm kind of curious that, I make music myself. I've been writing for a long time. Started with poetry, very similar to yourself. Went into hip hop instead of R&B. Started trying to learn how to sing, but I have a lot of vocal ranges. I just don't know how to control my voice. So that's something that, I got to work on. But as far as your creative process, sometimes I find myself in like a flow state where I just got to get it out. Do you have those moments? And when you do, is that like when you're your most creative? And then also, second part of that question is, when you don't feel that way, or if you don't feel that way, how do you get yourself in that mood to create?
You have your ups and your downs. Okay. One thing I learned with this music thing is if you're too picky and too hard on yourself, you're never going to release shit. And I say that loosely. Like, I think we just made a few jokes about certain artists putting out some garbage music, correct? Is that not, did we not just do that a while ago?
Yeah.
Okay, but I can guarantee you some of those artists do have hits.
Absolutely. Probably every one of those artists that put out trash.
So let's emphasize it on that topic right there. Do not be scared to release. I don't give a fuck if you think it's shit. Yo, the biggest artists in the world always said, most of them anyway, I never thought out of the whole album that track was going to be a hit.
You always hear that. It's like, this is the song I didn't even want to put out on the album. We weren't even sure if we were going to put it. And then it's the number one most loved song on the album.
So as far as flow state, oh man, I got days where I can't write shit. That's the honest truth. Like, I have days where I cannot write shit, but then I got days where I write fucking nonstop. But then I also got days where I'll go to Chat GPT, and that's buddy, I'm not even scared to put that out there. I got days that I'll go to Chat GPT and get ideas for writing based on the topics that I give them, and then implement from there or change it up. So, man, the truth is, don't be scared to drop songs because your algorithm becomes stronger and stronger. If you're just posting one song every 6 months, you ain't going nowhere, bro. You're not going anywhere. That's the honest truth. I know that's because that's my experience.
I know you're working on an album that's going to be coming out, but when I look at your Spotify and things, like you've dropped, like, you're dropping tracks. Do you feel that do you feel like that's a good thing to, when you're starting out, just drop tracks, and then eventually get to the album, or like what would be your recommendation for that?
No, this is going to be my third album. Okay. The mistake I made before, listen, if I had to tell an artist, the only reason why I want to drop Jack Dyer is because it's a legacy for my father. Okay. That's the only reason why I want to put out the album, because if it wasn't the case, that's all I would do is just drop tracks. Nobody gives a fuck about albums no more, bro.
It's fast music right now. It's the same as fast fashion. It's like, you got to have new music and then drop it and then drop it and then drop, and because they're changing it up. My playlist changes every 5 minutes.
Yeah, man. And people get bored very quickly, and that's facts. Now, don't get it twisted. I could have a song from 10 years ago that's good that could pop off today. That's the beauty about online fucking music. That's the beauty of online streaming. Like, there's a lot of artists whose song from 5 years ago only blew up now.
There's guys that get big where it's like they're releasing all kinds of music, but the one that gets picked up is still 5 years old. It's not the ones that they're releasing now. The ones they're releasing now just show they have the drive. So the label or the people or whatever may pick them up. But like, that one song from back in the day is often the song that pops off. Do you have a ritual when it comes to creating music?
No, not really. I'm just in the studio every day. I'm literally, my keyboard is like, I'm gonna say I beat the fuck out of my keyboard, and I say that in a nice way. I actually don't beat the fuck out of my keyboard, but I'm on that keyboard daily. And if I'm not, I'll have my what do you call it? My travel buddy with me. I got the OP2. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. Teenage Engineering. Phenomenal little keyboard. It's thin. So I travel everywhere with that. If I'm traveling, I'll have my iPad with a small keyboard that I use, or if I'm home, but I'm always dabbling, bro, because all it takes is that one stupid little sound, and I say stupid, but it's not stupid. All it takes is that one little sound that'll spark up your whole game of creativity.
I think what Fresh is asking is, do you have a pentagram on the ground and candles lit? For
No, I'm asking, like, before you go make music, do you smoke a joint? Do you drink? Do you...
No, bro. Honestly, Fresh, I stopped drinking. I'm almost a year now without drinking, and smoking, I dabble every now and then. Nothing crazy. Not like I used to do. I'm high on life now, man. And that's like the biggest form of healing for me has been just that, meditating every morning, and just being one with nature. I'm not even trying to be like this spiritual god on here. I'm just telling you my routine. But I feel like I've never been happier to be alive, bro. And that's kind of been my high.
What does that look like for you? What does meditation look like for you?
Sitting with your thoughts, controlling your thoughts.
Do you have a place that you sit? You do it anywhere?
No, I got a sound bowl that I fuck with. Are you guys familiar with a sound bowl?
I mean, I've seen like they hit the thing and it makes the tone and that type of thing.
And I got a steel pan, which I love. Like, I'll lose myself to that steel pan, but most of the time I just sit in silence every morning for 10 minutes, sometimes 20. But that's what I've been doing for a while now. So,
Man, I gotta do that. I'm always like, as soon as my eyes are even half open, I pull out the phone, check the text messages.
that's the biggest mistake you'll make, bro.
No, I know.
Leave that phone alone.
That's idolatry, bro.
Leave that phone alone until at least after coffee, bro, or during coffee.
Every morning I usually take like an hour to 2 hours in the bath, just like decompress or whatever you want to call it, just with my thoughts. I think that introspection is
That's meditation, bro.
it's huge. It's huge and I mean, like, not to sound sexist, but I think it's especially huge for men. I think that we don't do it enough.
Yeah, because we don't communicate our emotions to anybody.
Exactly. But that doesn't mean you don't have to communicate them with yourself. And I think that that's key, bro. Huge. So
I agree. Meditation is very important. I try to avoid using other sources to put me in tune. Right? I spent my whole life doing it, bro. Right? I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying I don't do it. But that being said, meditation has been huge for me, and nature, bro. Being outside, literally. And I'm not talking about a car ride either. Car rides are dope too, but actually being outside in nature, I love being outside in nature, and that's kind of like what I do. Outside of that, another thing for me, Fresh, is actually, like I mentioned earlier on in the show, journaling. I've been journaling a lot, and that also releases a lot of thoughts, right? Because let's face it, like, the older we get, the more responsibilities, the more pressures, the more everything under the sun. And, next thing you know, your mind's doing a million things at once. And that's where you start to get fucked up, right? So it's very important to control those things. That's it. That's pretty much it.
I noticed you post a lot of like traveling stuff. You have the travel bug, bro?
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't, right? I don't know. Like, I like to travel. Like, the world's so big. Like, I like to see it all. There's so much to see. Like, I'm actually I'm working on Egypt next. I want to see the pyramids.
What would you say is the most like the most beautiful place that you've ever seen?
Bali.
I want to go to Bali.
Asia was a different beast, bro.
Asia's awesome.
Asia was a different. That's all I'm gonna say. All across the board. Anybody that's like, if you've seen those videos, like, I couldn't understand it. Like, yo, this was made by God. Like, you're literally surrounded by volcanoes. Okay. There's a lot of healing there, bro. There's a lot of healing in Bali. And what I mean by that is, I mean, nature is one of them, and then just the spirituality It's just like almost like you're breathing it. The air is just different, and the people, like, let me put it to you this way, like the amount of people and the poverty that is down there and the amount of happiness, literally speaking, is humbling. It makes you think twice about what the fuck you're really complaining about over here and why you're so unhappy. And that's what I found. This part of the reason why I want to leave Canada is because everybody's miserable here,
Miserable or entitled, bro.
or they're putting up a front. I actually, prime example, I'm a big firm believer on just, just saying good morning or thank you. The other day I said good morning to somebody, and it doesn't matter who it was, but I got nothing back. Nothing. So I just kind of like smiled and kept it moving. But that to me was like just like a prime example of how bad, and I wish that person well, because obviously they're going through some shit. But like, it's bad, man. Like, it's we're surrounded by, I'm not saying everybody, but we're surrounded by an environment and a society that is just broken all all across the board.
I agree with you, and I don't think it's just. It may just be the West. I mean, I feel like decency has been something that is looked down upon now. You know, the idea of being a decent person, and I mean, I grew up with it. Say what you will about the Southern United States, but growing up, in rural Virginia, rural Appalachia, like you drive down the street and somebody waves at you, and you have no idea who they are, and then you'll wave back, and it's nothing weird about it. It's just, hey, it's just I'm here, you're there, we're waving, it's all good.
Bro, but we used to have that in cottage country and stuff. Like that's how it was, right? It's not even like that there anymore, bro. You're in a boat. When you passing people in a boat, they don't even wave at each other anymore. You wave at them and they're staring at you like, "What do you want? Who the fuck are you?" And like that, it's crazy.
You know why? Because the system is broken, man. Like, we're filled. This environment is full of stress. It's that's what it's become.
I think that people are broken, but I think the system is working exactly how it was designed, brother.
Yep, 100%. But that's a whole different topic altogether. But that's kind of my take on that, is just being one with yourself and nature. But if I had to choose the best place for me, would I recommend it to everybody? 100%. Fuck yeah, Bali, bro. Bali.
All right, TGS show in Bali. Let's figure it out. Yeah, figure out how to get out there, gentlemen. What's in the future, man? What are the aspirations? What are you seeking? What are you aiming for in the next year, 5 years, 10 years?
Just being better, man. I mean, there's like, I can say all kinds of shit, but just being better. Just being better than I am today. That's it. All across the board. That's, yeah, there's nothing else I could say. Like, I want to be able to help people. Yeah, of course, that's in the scriptures. Do I want a mansion? Nah, man, that shit's changed too. I don't even give a fuck about material shit no more. I care less. I just, all I care about now is my craft and being a better me than I was yesterday and today. That's it. And family oriented. Like, I think I'm a firm believer on being around family, and always wanted to be a dad, but that obviously hasn't happened yet. But family's huge for me, and just being kind, man. Like, like we just got off this topic. Just be kind. It doesn't cost shit, right? It doesn't cost shit. So
But how much is it to be an asshole? Is it free as well?
it's free as well.
It's a lot of work, man. For me, at least. I mean,
But it really is. No, no, but think about it. Think about it. Think about it. The choices you make, right? And nobody's perfect, man. We all got our shit, obviously. But it's just like you could choose. Like, yo, it's a good point you brought up, but like both are free. You could choose to be the dick, or you could choose to be the good guy, right? Like,
Both are free today, brother. Both are free today. However, you will have to pay the piper one day. That's all I gotta say, bro.
You reap what you sow.
both ways.
Exactly, and you get more flies with honey, man. You know what I mean?
I mean, I believe that firmly. If you're kind, you get it back tenfold. Karma's a thing. Of course, it's a thing, man. I paid my dues countless times over. Nobody's perfect. We've all fucked up in life, 100%. Everybody knows that. But do good, man. Do better. Be better than you were yesterday. That's all that really fucking matters, man. Right? You can't change the past, but you sure as fucking change tomorrow, right? So
Bro, one foot in front of the other, one step at a time, 1% better.
100%.
Well, listen, I think, I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's a perfect message to maybe leave off on. I want to give you a toast as we do on the show. We toast the
go.
goats. You are a goat.
Cheers,
Ferreira.
brother.
Cheers.
Cheers. You guys have been great. Thank you, man.
It's been a pleasure having you, man.
When is the Jack Dyer album? What do you think? When do you think that'll come out, or when, is it just an ongoing thing and it'll come out when it comes out, or do you have a specific time frame in mind for that?
I'm honestly aiming for summer.
Okay.
But I'm gonna keep it ongoing right now.
Okay.
Just because I'm loving just the fact that, and to reiterate, brother, I know you're a musician. You said you're a musician. Drop that fucking music, bro. Don't be scared.
Let's go, Deezy.
Just drop it.
Both
Go,
of these
bro.
guys, don't let this Indian guy fool you. He's a singer too.
Drop the music, guys. Don't be scared, man. It's
Man.
a free, it's a free world. Like, it's honestly who cares? Don't listen. You're your biggest critic. I get it. I've been there, done that. I was a perfectionist before. I don't give a shit anymore. If it's good enough, it's going out.
Yeah.
Music is not for everybody. Not every song I make is your favorite. Let's
Right.
face it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't built that way. Then that goes for any artist. Like, you can love a one track, but you're not gonna love the album.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Like, that's just the way it goes. That's the nature of the beast. But if you're doing what you love doing and it sounds dope enough to drop, let that shit go. It ain't doing nothing in your computer, bro. And that's all I'm gonna leave you guys there with. Plain and simple.